Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In my previous video I told you about the plugins and devices that I use to get inspired and for starting my tracks. In this video I want to go further with this topic and talk a little bit more widely about the sources of inspiration that I use. As you may guess, one important source of inspiration for me is YouTube. I follow a lot of channels and watch a lot of videos, and there are sounds that I like to share. The first one that I want to share is called Mr. Bill, who is a YouTuber and dubstep producer. Don't get fooled by the word dubstep because he is really great at explaining things, and he has a tutorial series on Ableton where he explains some tricks about some devices, about some techniques, and I found something really interesting on it. Also, he did a live stream of 8 hours. I didn't watch it all, but I discovered this plugin which is called Texture, and which I want to show you how it works and how you can use it. So it's really nice effect. You can create particular things with it. So now I have this Congo loop, and when I switch this song, I have now a basic digital white noise on this effect. So if I switch it on, I have this white noise which is triggered by the main sound, by the original sound. You have different effects like filter, sidechain. For example, if I close the filter, it really looks like a snare. One thing that I think is interesting is the choice of different sounds that you have. So, for example, there's this nice chords. So, synth chords A minor 7th, for example. And another thing that I even like more is the possibility of importing samples. So for example, I have this voice here. I will show you this project also later. This is my remix for Yaya. Of course, it's a contest. It's not that Yaya asked me to make this remix, of course. Okay, so I have this voice. I take this voice and I drag and drop here. My bongos, my percussions will be affected by these vocals. And the cool thing is that I can set it to random. That creates this very, very unique effect. And the thing about this plugin is that with experimentation you could get really nice results. It's hard to achieve something good in a short time, but let's check it out. So this is without. So if you want to check it out, I'll leave the link in the description for this one. The second channel that I want to tell you about is called Elephant. Many of you probably already know it. And it's a channel that I like both for the content and for the design, because it's designed in a really nice way. The guy behind the videos is really good. He speaks really clearly and explains things in a really nice way. And the videos that I like most from this channel are the videos about masterful light devices, both from Ableton and external ones, and the videos about the Ableton effects. I learned a lot of things about these effects that I didn't know about, and so I think you should take a look. The third thing that I really like to do on YouTube is watching other people's workflow, to watch other producers in the studio. And among all the videos, the studio sessions that you can find on YouTube, some of the most inspiring for me have been the videos by Stefano Ritteri. He did a lot of videos for Future Music Magazine and for Point Blank Music, and all these videos are about producing and mixing music. And every time I saw one of his videos, after I saw the videos, I was always feeling like starting a new project. So that's why I really like still today to watch his videos, because he has this way of working and explaining stuff that it's really inspiring and gives you motivation.
He gave me that vibe.
Another source of inspiration for me is my sample library. Before starting a track, I always go through all my samples. I mean, not all, because it would take days, but I have some folders that I like to take a look before starting tracks, maybe the latest folders that I downloaded. But lately I've been digging into the Ableton sample library. If you have the Ableton suite, but also the other versions of Ableton, you have a certain number of samples. With the suite version, you have the maximum number of samples to look through, and there are so many samples and a lot of good ones. So I always go through it and I try to listen to sounds or loops that can inspire something in me and that can help me both to start the track or to create my kits, my my instruments and so on. For example, in all my tracks lately I've been using a drum rack with all my contour sounds, so the sounds that I put here and there to feel the drum beat. And so I want to show you for one of my tracks what I did and the samples that I found in Ableton's library. I would just want to show you this line here. And all of them are from the Ableton samples library. I'm not using all of them from the rack. And of course I added some effects to them, mainly delays, auto pans, but what I mean is that all you need is just inside Ableton. So if you spend all that money to buy Ableton, use the stuff that it offers. Speaking of samples and about being inspired, I've been asking many times where to find vocal samples. I mainly find my vocal samples on YouTube, and lately I've been also digging a lot into LoopCloud. LoopCloud in these days is teaming up with Plugin Boutique and Producer Tech for a giveaway which is called Stay Inspired. So it's perfect for the topic of this video. And what are they giving away? For a limited time they're giving away one free vocal sample pack, so that's why I told you, with the 30 days trial of LoopCloud, and 3 plugins for vocal treatment, which can be used for everything else. Of course, they are 2 compressors and a doubler, so of course they are very versatile plugins, plus an entire course about compression. You know that compression is a tough topic. I still struggle a lot with compression when it comes to compressing groups of instruments, and this course is so complete. There are many modules and lessons, so I think I'll find what I need, and I think you should take a look. And also 3 months of full access to the Producer Tech website with all the courses, so around 400 hours of tuitions and tutorials, so it's a lot of stuff. So the link is in the description, take a look. So let's take a look to what we have here. So if I go on LoopCloud, just to show you the samples you have with the promotion. If you go on your library, when you subscribe to the free 30 days trial, you should find this folder, Stay Inspired Vocals. I think you can have the free sample pack also if you're a current member. That's what is written in the rules, and also if you're already into the free trial. So I think these samples are for everybody, like the three plugins and like the courses. These are the samples. Let's check some of them. Maybe just this initial part. I really like this part. Nice. Let's see. Oh. You could use, for example, this for a background, for an effect. These are perfect for micro house.
As brother and sister.
When something's gone out of
Try and stop me. Try and stop me.
So there's a little bit of everything, and you could really find something that suits your needs. So check it out. So let's now try the 3 plugins that you can download with the promotion. So the first plugin that I want to try is the High Heart New York by Baby Audio. This is a parallel compressor. So here you can see gain reduction. You can add the parallel signal. This is all compressed. You know what? I want to try this parallel compressor on my drum group. So as you can hear, you can listen to the compressed part. So you can hear the attack very well. I think it can help a little bit to enhance the attack of the kick mainly, but in this case the kick has a lot of attack. It's not necessary, but it's interesting though. Then let's move to the second plugin, which is from Pulsar, and it's the Smasher. Smasher is an emulation of the 1176, but in this version you have a dry-wet knob, and also the ratio is set to all-in, which is a really specific characteristic of the 1176. But the original one has different types of ratios, and then the all-in button. In this case, it's set to the all-in, and you have no control also on the attack and decay, so it's really fast attack and really fast release. I think this is okay for this part. You see, it's working. You could use it also 100% in this case. Yeah, let's raise the... Nice, this is perfect because it makes these 2 parts with the same dynamic range. Okay, while with this off, this is way softer, quieter, and this is way louder. So the average volume is pretty much the same, and that's what I want if I want to control the vocals. The one that I'm really interested on trying on these vocals is the vocal splitter. This is a splitter, a doubler for vocals. Of course, doubling the vocals makes them more prominent on the sides, and that helps the vocals to be heard more. That's a plugin that you could use also on your synth to make them more stereo. It's another interesting tool to try. Okay, so that's for these 3 plugins. The last thing that I want to talk about is getting inspired by presets. I have a lot of plugins. The reason why I have many of them is because of the presets. The presets are always different from a plugin producer to another. I always start from presets, so I go through different presets and then I find something that I like or something similar to what I like, and then I start to try tweaking the knobs and see what changes. Sometimes it ends up with a complete different sound, but it is interesting, so I'll use it. It's very easy for me to be inspired by a preset, by a sound, and so that's why I like to have different plugins with different characteristics and go through all the presets that there are on them. So I want to talk about some of them that I really enjoy using and making tracks with. So the first company is Arturia. If you want to go with more traditional sounds, I really like the Prophet. This is super nice. There are a lot of good sounds for pods. Then another synth that I really like is the Matrix. So Matrix is a really complex synthesizer. On this one there are a lot of pods as well, but you can find a lot of very particular sounds, both percussive and atmospheric and texture sounds and stuff. Then we have other 2 ones that I just started exploring. The first one is the Buchla easel. I used this back in a few years ago, and now I'm starting to explore it again because this is a kind of synthesis very different from the the additive synthesis that we are used to. So it can make from the percussive sounds to the more bassy sounds and a lot of different stuff, but I'm always interested more in the percussive sounds because I can resample them and use it in my tracks, and that's why I like this. And the same thing is for the SinT. SinT is another old school synthesizer. I have no idea how it works, so I go through the preset. I found one. Okay, no, it's not this. By the way, this is nice as well because I could sample this stuff and have so much fun with it. Okay. If you play a high-pitched note, you could create some textures or some sort of really strange arpeggios for the backgrounds. I wouldn't use this as a main instrument, but for the background I think it should work. The other one that I really like is Omnisphere from Spectrasonic. The category that I like most is the ARP plus BPM, which are arpeggiated instruments. This can help to create strange percussive sounds, but not only. I have a really nice sounds that I created with one of these instruments, and I'll show you in a minute. Here we go. This was sounding like this. It's just one note. So you have to have a certain imagination to think to the result you can achieve with that. That's it. So also Omnisphere is really nice. And what else? I think it's all for now. So guys, thanks again for watching this video. Please check the Loop Cloud promotion in the link. Also on the link I will put everything you need from this video, so you'll find everything. If something is missing, ask in the comments. Let me know what you think of this video, and have a nice day, week and life. Cheers guys, I'll see you in the next one.